What is your? I think the common theme of this podcast has been the idea of like you learning and stuff. So if you had advice for somebody that was coming out here and starting, what would be something you would have told young Leah or this person fresh off the boat from Omaha?
Omaha.
Well, middle America, flyover country. It's such a foreign world. You alluded to it briefly, but it's such a foreign world for middle America. Like,
truly.
My high school had the tiniest theater department and the biggest sports budget ever. Like, it's just not something. Art is not a thing in flyover country.
Yeah. When I tell people I live in LA, they'll be like, "Oh my God, have you ever been to Hollywood?" Like,
right? Yeah, it's true.
Yes. And it's not as pretty as you're imagining.
I assumed in my first apartment it would be all actors and artists when I moved here. And it was just me, I'm pretty sure. It was a lot of like Hispanic families and it was not, there was none.
It's a city. It's like, yeah, there is a lot of that, but it's also just like another place to live.
Exactly.
Okay, my advice would be truly do improv. I don't even care if you want to be a comedian or not, do improv because that's where you make friends. And maybe your friends can't help your career, but your friends will help you survive out here.
Yeah.
And like friendships, true supportive friendships. I would say be very selective and aware of energies of toxic people, of narcissists, because there is a lot of that out here. Energy vampires, people who like want to take and not give.
This is just good life advice.
I mean, yeah. So
I have a lot of friends not in the business that are, what did you just call them? Energy vampires? I have a lot of...
Really? That aren't in the biz?
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising. What do they do? What are their names?
Don't worry about it.
Leah Knauer.
Wow, you think we're friends?
Hey! How dare you?
No, that's good advice, though. Like, yeah, I think that's
more.
good. Oh, go.
Put yourself out there, self-submit. Like I said before, like take up space. I think I was too dainty and precious at first, and because I was young and I didn't want to ruffle feathers, and I like on set I wouldn't like talk to people. I don't know, I was just very in my own head where I wish I'd kind of been okay. Yeah, be okay with being new.
Yeah.
And like learning, and you don't have to be perfect or the funniest or the prettiest. You just have to be yourself. Which I know is so, like, you hear that advice all the time, but when you see it in your own life, you're like, oh, yeah, that's all I needed to do.
Yeah. That's great.
What's your advice for newbies?
Oh, interesting. Improv's not a bad one, but I think that, again, is life advice. It's so funny. My mom, I don't know why, but after I moved here and did, like, 2 years of improv, she was like, you're really better at talking to people. And I was like, what are you talking about? I've always been good at, but apparently it was noticeable to her that I was a better communicator, even though I'm not a good communicator. I think everyone should take an improv class simply because it's getting out of your comfort zone, right? So that would probably be my biggest thing is go towards the fear.
Saying yes to people, trusting other people, trusting a group.
And doing things that make you uncomfortable, right? There's growth in the uncomfort, right? Mm-hmm. And I tell this to a lot of people, like when I'm talking about doing anything related to the business or not, like I never regret going and doing something, but I often regret not doing it. Even if I don't have a good time going to a concert by myself, I'm glad I went.
Yes.
But if I'm sitting at home and I didn't do it, I am more likely to regret it.
That reminds me of the one time I took an edible at Disneyland by myself. I'm like, glad I did it. Yes, but I would never do it again.
Yeah, but you did it. But I love going towards that uncomfortable stuff. Yeah. I went to a concert at the Hollywood Bowl a couple weeks ago by myself.
Really? Who'd you see?
John Williams, host with the LA Philharmonic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I had a little meal by myself. It was delightful.
Wow. Something about Disney, I was like, it feels wrong being here by myself.
Oh, you get in single rider line? It's the dream.
I did do that. It was cool. Wait, improv helped me so much with anxiety.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Anxiety of specifically, improv is about make a choice and commit to it.
Yeah.
Because before that, I'd be like, oh, there's 1,100,000 different ways that this could go. I can't decide which is the best, which I should do. So then I just end up doing nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas improv teaches you make a choice, commit to it, justify it, and keep going forward.
100%. And go into that uncomfort. There's nothing out here. Go out there and find it. Yes. It's uncomfortable, but you got to get off that back wall.
And follow the fun, like on stage and off. Like, what's the fun thing that's happening here, and how can I do more of that?
You're right.
Because life should be fun.
I agree.